Hi guys, in this video we will discuss what tariffs are and what factors influence them. Tariffs are like the gatekeepers of global trade, imposing a tax on goods that cross borders. Imagine you're importing a sleek new gadget from another country. That tariff adds a fee, making it pricier when it hits our shores. This isn't just a random tax, it's a strategic tool used by governments to protect local industries and jobs. By making foreign products more expensive, tariffs encourage consumers to buy homegrown alternatives. But there's a catch. While they can boost local businesses, they can also lead to higher prices for consumers. So the next time you see a price tag, remember, tariffs might just be playing a role in that cost. Tariffs are like a protective shield for local businesses. When governments raise the cost of imported goods, they make homegrown alternatives much more appealing. Think about it. If a foreign product is pricier, you're more likely to choose the local option. This isn't just about boosting sales, it's about preserving jobs and fostering economic growth within our borders. By giving our businesses a competitive edge, tariffs help create a thriving marketplace where local innovation can flourish. It's a strategic move to ensure that our economy remains robust and resilient, keeping jobs close to home and supporting communities. Protectionism isn't the only reason tariffs exist. They also serve as a significant source of revenue for governments. Before the modern tax systems we rely on today, tariffs were the backbone of government income. Imagine a time when a country's financial health hinged on the goods crossing its borders. Even now, for many developing nations, tariffs are crucial. They provide essential funding for infrastructure, education, and healthcare. In fact, for some countries, tariffs can account for a substantial portion of their total revenue. So, while we often think of tariffs as just a protective measure, they also play a vital role in shaping economies and supporting public services. It's a fascinating balance between protection and profit. In the 1930s, the U.S. faced a daunting economic crisis, and the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act was introduced as a lifeline. It raised taxes on thousands of imports, aiming to protect American jobs and industries. But instead of reviving the economy, it backfired spectacularly. Countries around the world retaliated with their own tariffs, leading to a steep decline in international trade. What was intended to shield American businesses only deepened the Great Depression. The lesson? Protectionism can create a ripple effect, worsening the very situation it seeks to improve. History shows us that cooperation often trumps isolation. Tariffs play a crucial role in international trade, and they come in different flavors. The most common type is the ad valorem tariff, which is a percentage of the goods value. Imagine buying a $100 item with a 10% tariff. That means you're paying an extra $10 just for the privilege of importing it. Now let's switch gears to the specific tariff. This one's straightforward. It's a fixed fee per unit. Picture this. You're importing rice, and there's a $5 tariff for every kilogram. If you bring in 100 kilograms, that's a flat $500 added to your costs. Both types of tariffs can significantly impact prices and trade dynamics, shaping the way countries interact economically. Understanding these can help us navigate the complex world of global commerce. Tariffs are like the economic switches that governments flip based on the situation at hand. When industries are struggling, raising tariffs can shield them from foreign competition, giving them a fighting chance to recover. It's a protective measure, like putting up a fence around a garden to keep out pests. But then there are times when lowering tariffs becomes essential. Reducing them can stimulate trade, making goods cheaper for consumers and boosting the economy. It's a balancing act, really. Governments also adjust tariffs to honor international agreements, showing commitment to global partnerships. So, whether it's about protection or promotion, tariffs play a crucial role in shaping our economic landscape. Trade imbalances can really shake things up. When a country imports way more than it exports, it often feels the pressure to raise tariffs to balance the scales. Think about it. If you're buying more than you're selling, it's like running a one-sided relationship. But here's where it gets interesting. When one country slaps on tariffs, others usually retaliate. This back and forth can spiral into a full-blown trade war. Suddenly, it's not just about economics. It's a game of chess on a global scale. Each move can impact jobs, prices, and even the economy at large. So the next time you hear about tariffs, remember, it's not just numbers. It's a complex dance that can change the world stage. Politics play a crucial role in the world of trade, and tariffs have become powerful bargaining chips. Imagine a country threatening to impose tariffs unless its demands are met. This isn't just a tactic. It's a strategic move in the high-stakes game of international negotiations. It's a form of economic pressure that can shift the balance of power. In today's tense geopolitical climate, we're witnessing this more than ever. Countries are leveraging tariffs to assert their influence, pushing back against rivals and protecting their own interests. It's a delicate dance, where one misstep could lead to economic fallout. The stakes are high, and the implications are felt far beyond borders. When it comes to global trade, fairness is key. That's where organizations like the World Trade Organization, or WTO, come into play. Imagine a world where countries agree to limit tariffs, creating a level playing field for everyone. Instead of retaliating with trade wars, they sit down and talk it out. This approach fosters a more stable and predictable trading environment, which is essential for businesses and economies alike. By resolving disputes through dialogue rather than conflict, the WTO helps maintain trust among nations. Ultimately, this cooperation not only benefits countries but also consumers, leading to better prices and more choices in the marketplace. A fair trade system is not just a dream. It's a necessity for a thriving global economy. The world is in constant flux. One moment, we're celebrating free trade agreements, and the next, a new leader steps in, and everything changes. Suddenly, protectionism takes center stage. Tariffs that once seemed unthinkable rise like a tide, impacting everything from the price of your morning coffee to the cost of imported goods. It's a delicate dance. Alliances shift, and global crises can flip the script overnight. Countries that once embraced open markets may retreat behind walls of tariffs, reshaping economies and altering the landscape of international trade. It's a reminder that in this interconnected world, change is the only constant, and we must adapt or risk being left behind. Supply chains today are a complex web that spans the globe. Imagine trying to create a single product that relies on parts from multiple countries. It's like a high-stakes game of Jenga. One wrong move, like a tariff on just one component, can bring the entire structure crashing down. Companies are constantly navigating this maze, and sometimes that means shifting production across borders to avoid those hefty costs. It's not just about saving money, it's about keeping the whole system running smoothly. In this interconnected world, every decision counts, and the ripple effects can be felt far and wide. So when you think about your favorite products, remember the intricate dance of logistics that makes it all possible. Public opinion shapes policy in powerful ways. When citizens feel their jobs are at risk from cheaper imports, they rally for action. It's a natural response. No one wants to see their livelihood threatened. Leaders feel that pressure and often respond with tariffs to protect domestic industries. But then prices can skyrocket. Suddenly, those same citizens who wanted protection are facing higher costs for everyday goods. It's a tricky balance. People start pushing back, demanding lower prices, and questioning the very policies meant to safeguard their jobs. It's a constant tug of war between protecting jobs and keeping costs manageable. In the end, it's all about finding that sweet spot where economic security and affordability coexist. Tariffs can be a double-edged sword. Take a tariff on steel, for example. It sounds great for local steelmakers. They get a boost in business and job security. But what about the car companies? They rely on that steel to build vehicles. Suddenly, their production costs skyrocket. They might pass those costs on to consumers, leading to higher car prices. And it doesn't stop there. Those increased prices ripple through the economy. Consumers spend less, demand drops, and jobs in other sectors could be at risk. It's a classic case of one sector thriving while another struggles. Tariffs can create winners and losers, and the consequences can be far-reaching. Every time I go shopping, I can't help but notice how prices seem to creep up. It's not just inflation, it's tariffs at play. When companies face tariffs on imported goods, they often pass those extra costs right on to us, the consumers. That means I'm paying more for everyday items, from groceries to electronics. Over time, this erodes my purchasing power. I find myself stretching my budget further, making choices I wouldn't normally make. And it's not just my wallet that feels the pinch. When consumers spend less, economic growth slows down. It's a cycle that affects us all, making it crucial to understand how these tariffs shape our daily lives. Tariff changes can send shockwaves through the business world. Imagine a single announcement altering supply chains overnight. Companies are on high alert, recalibrating budgets and adjusting pricing strategies in real time. It's a complex dance of numbers and negotiations. That's why major corporations invest heavily in teams dedicated to tracking global trade policies. They analyze every shift, every policy tweak, because even a slight change can impact profit margins and market competitiveness. In this fast-paced environment, staying informed isn't just an advantage, it's a necessity. The stakes are high, and the ripple effects can be felt across the globe. Trade agreements are like the secret sauce of global commerce. Take NAFTA, now evolved into the USMCA or the European Union. These deals are designed to cut through the noise of tariffs and trade barriers. By reducing or eliminating these costs, they create a smoother pathway for goods and services to flow between member countries. Imagine a world where a car manufactured in Mexico can be sold in the US without hefty tariffs, making it more affordable for consumers. This not only boosts trade, but also strengthens economic ties, fostering collaboration and innovation. In essence, these agreements are about building bridges, not walls, ensuring that economies can thrive together in an increasingly interconnected world. Free trade is a double-edged sword. On one side, we have industries thriving, creating jobs and offering consumers a wider variety of affordable goods. But on the flip side, we see local businesses struggling to compete with cheaper imports. It's a tough pill to swallow. Should we prioritize protecting our local jobs, even if it means paying more for products? Or do we embrace the benefits of global trade, risking the livelihoods of those in vulnerable sectors? It's a balancing act, supporting innovation and growth while ensuring that our communities aren't left behind. The debate is complex, but one thing is clear. The choices we make today will shape our economy and society for years to come. For decades, we've seen a global push to reduce tariffs, fostering free trade and economic growth. But recently, the landscape has shifted dramatically. The US and China, two of the world's largest economies, have reignited tariff battles, raising questions about the future of international trade. This return to protectionism is more than just a political maneuver. It's a strategy that could reshape global markets. As countries prioritize domestic industries, consumers may face higher prices and fewer choices. The implications are vast, affecting everything from supply chains to job markets. It's a complex dance between nationalism and globalization, and we're all part of it. The question is, where do we go from here? For decades, we've celebrated the idea of free trade, believing that reducing tariffs would lead to global prosperity. But recently, that narrative has shifted dramatically. The US and China, two economic giants, have reignited tariff battles, raising questions about the future of international trade. These protectionist strategies are not just about economics. They reflect deeper geopolitical tensions and national interests. As countries impose tariffs, we're witnessing a tug-of-war that could reshape global markets. It's a stark reminder that while we may strive for collaboration, the instinct to protect our own industries remains a powerful force. The question now is, how will this impact consumers and businesses worldwide? Tariffs are like invisible strings pulling at the fabric of our daily lives. They dictate what we buy and how much we pay, often without us even realizing it. When a government imposes a tariff, it raises the cost of imported goods, nudging us toward local alternatives. Suddenly, that imported shirt costs more, and we find ourselves supporting domestic brands. But it's not just about clothing. Think about electronics, food, and even cars. These tariffs ripple through economies, influencing everything from job markets to inflation rates. They can spark political debates, igniting discussions about nationalism versus globalization. And while we might not notice the subtle shifts in our shopping habits, the impact is profound. Every time we reach for a product, we're participating in a complex dance of economics and policy. Tariffs shape our choices, our wallets, and ultimately, our way of life. Every time I glance at a price tag, I can't help but think about the hidden forces at play. It's not just about the cost of materials or the profit margin for companies. Behind that number, there's a complex web of tariffs quietly influencing the global economy. These tariffs, often overlooked, can make or break a product's price. They're like invisible hands, shaping trade relationships and impacting consumers. When a country imposes a tariff, it can raise prices, protect local industries, or even spark international disputes. So the next time you see a price tag, remember, it's not just a number. It's a reflection of global dynamics, negotiations, and sometimes a bit of economic strategy. Understanding this adds a whole new layer to our shopping experience.